Welcome back to episode 127 of the Block Runner Podcast. I'm your host, William, always here with your co-host, Iman.
What's going on, Willis?
All right, man.
Another good week.
New set.
Oh, yeah.
This is the first time recording a podcast in the new set.
The new set. So we already had the V1 version, I guess.
Yeah, V1.
Not our final form.
Yeah, this
is actually it, right?
This is the final form, yeah.
Actually, no. We have even greater ambitions than this in the future.
Final form for version 2.0, I guess.
Yeah. This is as good as it's going to get for a while, though, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, we're going to every now and then splice in some new fixtures in our shells over here. You know, whenever we do these little tight angle shots on our own individual bodies.
Yeah.
You'll kind of get a little more insight or look. I guess the main thing to highlight is the Bitcoin mag. We've been talking about that sucker for a while now.
You've had it for a while since.
Yeah, dude. Because we've always had these ambitions to have an actual set.
Yeah.
And we're finally here.
Yeah.
And if anybody who's an OG listener since all the way back in day one, remember that day where I was chewing gums like mid podcast, and then we were in your kitchen.
Yeah. That was day one.
All we heard was pots and pans and sinks and sponges and stuff scraping against things. And we were talking about Bitcoin.
Yeah.
That was day one.
I still enjoy that very first podcast.
Well, because it was
we explained what Bitcoin was.
And then we talked about gold.
Yeah. We still talk about it.
I know. That conversation is never going to end. And it's dude, what is value? What is money? Why does anybody do what they do, basically?
Yeah.
And it snowballed from there. Nowadays, we're much more fixated and focused on, I guess.
What did you call the black background, though? We were in a what?
ISIS? Like an ISIS compound?
Yeah.
Yeah, look at us now, dude.
Beheadings occur here?
Yeah, now we look like we're in, I don't know, some sort of superhuman, superhero layer.
Yeah, like a bunker? Yeah.
Which I don't know if it's any better, but I like it. I think it's cool.
Yeah.
It kind of fits our brand.
It fits our vibe. Yeah.
Yeah. So, over the years, our podcast we still talk about Bitcoin and stuff. Yeah. Right now is probably a good time to talk about it as well because of all the whole macro situation and stuff. But I feel like we've beaten that horse like crazy.
Yeah. Not only that, we started in the bear. We're back into it. So it's been a full cycle.
Yeah, I guess now it's 100% verified. It's there's no doubting it. There's no debate.
Not only that, you're talking about potential nuclear warfare.
Not me. I didn't say that. That's just what's
being said
by Putin and all these other geopolitical leaders of the world. I've never heard the word nuclear being thrown around so casually. Yeah, by big time leaders.
Even Trump has mentioned it a couple of times.
It's the prevalent conversation right now. Because now I guess I don't know. Maybe you're trying to put it in everyone's minds, dude. This shit's not a fairy tale. It could happen at any moment. You know? So just be prepared, I guess.
Yeah, we were talking about different sizes of war nukes, right?
Well, you were
something a little bit more manageable besides destroying the planet.
Yeah, something a little more tactical. Yeah. I think they have those. They're tactical
nukes, right?
Yeah, for battlefield deployment.
Call of Duty stuff.
That's right. You got to get 50 kills in a row, and then Putin can all of a sudden just deploy a tactical nuke. That's right. But yeah, man, it's scary, but.
Yeah, what's the prognosis on the probability of this threat? Are we?
Well, you're the one who tells me. You say it's zero because of the whole assured mutual destruction type.
Well, scenario. I feel like that's when you're using your full-on nuke.
So you're saying there's a scenario or situation where somebody, in this particular scenario, Putin, or the likes of his regime, can deploy a nuke, and there might be a non-response.
That was a citywide nuke. No, there won't be a non-response.
A retaliation strike.
Yeah, you send in one tactical nuke, and you get 3 tactical nukes.
From who? From us? The United States?
From somebody. Yeah.
Well, it's got to come from us.
Well, it has to. Why?
Well, none of other Ukraine's allies, I guess, are nuclear equipped. Maybe the UK.
Yeah.
You know?
It's just, man, they're so close to each other. They're just hurting each other.
Yeah, I don't know, but it's just that on top of what's going on, just from the economic perspective. Again, tying it all to Bitcoin and stuff. It's not even a Bitcoin discussion at this point. It's just all assets across the board.
Yeah,
there's just mass uncertainty at the moment. It feels eerily reminiscent to like, you know, how it felt during COVID. You're just, nobody knows how bad it can be. You know, remember when COVID first struck? Everybody had their theories, like, dude, this is gonna like end civilization. Other people were like, dude, it's just the common flu.
Yeah,
you're overreacting. Quit being a bitch. Basically, everyone was torn. So we're right back in that square.
Yeah,
dude, we're about to be full on nuclear holocaust, or
just getting worse.
Yeah, or it's nothing, dude. They're not gonna. It's just bluff. You know.
Yeah,
we're in that same situation right now.
I feel like it's. I don't know, man. If I were a betting man, I think I would call the bluff. But I mean, it's too dangerous to be
betting man with that. It's like, I dare you. I dare you. Yeah, it's a little sensitive, dude. It's tough.
Yeah. And so we're looking at an article called "Trading Volume on Top NFT Marketplaces Down 99%," and we were having a conversation on what is value. And I think that plays along as to why it's down 99%.
Like, what do you mean? Like, what gets perceived as valuable?
Yeah. I mean, when it comes to, like, money, like, what gives money its value? And it's belief system.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just...
And it's belief system and then the support of, like, well-funded nations, military.
In this current, like, monetary climate, yes, or system. That's how... Yeah, that is how the value of money is determined. Now, that's not to say there's other mechanisms to, you know, achieve value.
Yeah, hold on. Let's take a step back. So last week we interviewed Publius from
That's right, dude. Yeah.
And he really changed my perspective on fiat currency.
Interesting.
Because I thought, you know, before that interview, I was thinking fiat currency was a system designed to fail, like eventually. And turns out that it was a system that enabled such prosperity, such value creation over the last 100 years that has enabled us to, you know, come up with cryptocurrency and get to the moon and come up with all these like valuable technological innovations because of a stable coin fiat currency. And so now I'm not so like negative about it.
What about the end of fiat?
I'm not so negative in terms of like we should have never have come up with this.
Well, I think the reason why is because you tend to lean in the camp of positivity, right? Optimism, right?
Yeah, okay.
Optimistic. So you're identifying all the goods that have come from like this, I guess, architected system that it has like a predetermined endpoint to it, but we don't know what the other side of that is going to look like. You know what I mean? Like what
the transition to a different monetary system mean?
Yeah, like whenever, because if you're saying that these things, these fiat currencies have like a finite lifespan to them, and it's already like determined from its inception. Like this is clearly not going to sustain.
Yeah. At
some point, confidence in the system is going to be, you know, dissolved. What actually happens, because we've built so much pegged to like the consensus of value associated to like a fiat money.
Yeah, the world reserve currency, which is the dollar.
So what happens when you remove that? Like, what are we left with?
But I think what does that do? The design of the system allows you. It's kind of designed to kick the can down further and further down the road.
Oh, absolutely. And we as we've exercised and leveraged to our most.
But I feel like in a human lifespan, the act of kicking the can down the road means like you're extending it by decades. And so the ultimate end couldn't maybe happen in the next 50 to 100 years from now.
Based on what? If we could determine more like can kicking?
Or we just create more value creation with like say the metaverse or, you know,
that's your
NFTs or cryptocurrency, whatever.
Yeah. Because by doing so, we're delaying
the inescapable fact that one day we will never be able to pay back the interest on these government loans.
Yeah. So if that's the case, if that's the actual only like end game scenario where everything actually collapses, we don't know. I mean, there could be independent variables outside of just that reality that could eventually snowball into like a complete collapse.
Yeah.
That's the big fear about what's going on right now, right? Because it seems like the wheels are in motion to some collapse.
Well,
like,
yeah, so
some sort, but nobody knows like the real depth of what it's gonna like create,
yeah, and
right?
what you're talking about is a collapse on a recession to depression level.
Potentially.
And then what I'm talking about is like the end of
Absolute,
like our fiat system.
Like total absolute
Yeah.
dissolution. Like it just doesn't,
like the dollar no longer has any value.
Yeah.
Right,
and because of that, like
we've defaulted on the loan, meaning
yeah,
we take your money back, right? Like you default on a car, they take your car away. You default on like our monetary system, the money's valueless.
But see, I don't think it needs to get to that extreme as far as
That's
like a failure in the system in order to
You're
like
right.
inspire the real like negative, the downside that I don't think you're seeing. You know, like you've only, because you're not wrong. Yeah, like this 100-year monetary cycle thing that's, you know, architected and designed, it did a lot, like you said, for society. It enabled the global economy, a lot of innovation, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Because of that, we are where we are. We could have a podcast connected to this like highly scalable internet infrastructure. It's globally interconnected, all these things. Without that stable economic environment, I doubt any of this stuff would have ever like been, you know, invented or supported, distributed, all that stuff. But like, well, yeah, like I said, how destructive or like does it become when it's non-sustainable? And I don't mean like completely like just voided, like as a system.
Well, I feel like before we get to that point, I feel like we collectively come to that conclusion that the financial system is going to collapse like relatively soon, like within the next 50 years. Kind of like global warming.
Let's say it's in progress.
Well, think of it as global warming. Like everybody's talking about, all the scientists, right? There's some detractors and all that, but nonetheless, the scientific consensus is the world will heat up to 2 degrees too hot and destabilize our entire ecosystem, right? That's the scientific consensus.
Okay.
So maybe we'll have a financial scientific consensus that in the next 50 years, our financial system would actually collapse because of defaulted loans and so forth. So as a result, the parallel is we're going to adjust accordingly. It's like, let's test out this crypto and this tokenomics design, all this stuff in order to have hard money. Just like we're adjusting to the global warming, at least to some degree. There's some movement towards it, right? Elon and, you know.
There's so there has to be prevalent, I guess, understanding and caution and acceptance that this is an inevitability.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. I don't think you can achieve scientific consensus on something like this.
Well, I feel like you can. Mathematical consensus.
Where is it, dude? I guess this is like economic consensus.
Well,
there is economic. People say economics is a science.
Well, we've been talking about global warming since probably earlier than the 70s.
I don't know.
And it hasn't been a real issue until like, hey, we're having more hurricanes than we have in the last 10 days, you know.
Wasn't it like Al Gore who really was the big proponent? He kind of like pushed it into the public consciousness. He's like, hey, lads.
Yeah.
But the reason why he got discredited is because he was like a green energy investor or something like that. So I don't know if that's like actually a red flag or that's just like he had so much conviction in this. He's like, so I better invest in like the technologies that solve it.
Who kind of sounds like Al Gore are people who are pushing Bitcoin and in the collapse of the financial system.
Yeah, so I better buy Bitcoin, right?
Right. And of course, those people who have a ton of Bitcoin are going to push this narrative.
And then the people are going to identify that as a bias, right?
Right.
It's like, dude, you're of course you're going to say this shit. Like you have a, personal stake in the success of this thing. So fuck you. You know what I mean? That's the battle. It's going to be hard to identify like non-biased opinions. You know what I mean? But that's the whole point of scientific consensus. But
I feel like eventually the math would start indicating that by 2170 or whatever it is, or 2070.
Well, I think it is. Like, I think if you pay attention to like these world-renowned economists that spend their whole lives, paying attention to these metrics and these activities, and I think the majority of them are screaming off the rooftops, just like scientists are. Like, there's a looming like inevitability coming, and most people aren't aware.
But are they talking about like depression, or are they talking about the end of
pretty much
fiat?
Pretty much like all the above. Like they've been warning it's not sustainable. At some point.
Well, of course. I mean, we just keep printing money. I mean,
yes, but the point is now we're on the downstream. They're here saying like it's happening, but it doesn't seem like much
There's no
There's nothing
positioning.
Not much can be done other than just like brace for impact. Basically, that's what the Federal Reserve, like when every time Jerome Powell speaks, it's kind of like, yeah, we're going to keep doing what we're doing. We don't know how long we're going to keep doing it for, but we're going to do it until it seems like the problems are solved. So, kind of like just deal with it.
Yeah.
That seems like the tone and the sentiment coming from them. And it is the only regulatory body, I guess, that we're kind of all like hoping they could either. I don't think they can solve the issue. If anything, they could just continue to kick the can, like you said. Mm-hmm. But I don't know. I think at this point, like, confidence is all-time lows in like our whole monetary system, right? Like, I think more and more people now, especially now amongst the public, because people are feeling.
Do you think so? Like,
oh yeah, it has to be.
Do you think that like the general population understands it? Oh, well, I guess the CPI, right? Consumer Price Index is like
it's starting to hit them, and then once they start to look, that's what I'm saying. Like if you're in the markets right now, which we are, right? It already feels like, especially the crypto markets in particular, like feels like max despair. It feels like we're in those psychological stages. Pull up those little Wall Street bubble cheat sheet charts, whatever, about how like each stage of a boom and bust cycle has like a psychological component to it.
What is this chart called?
Wall Street bubble
chart?
Cheat sheet, something like that. Yeah, there you go. Dude, I always love pulling up this chart. I don't know why.
Yeah, we pulled it up a number of times. But where do you think we are?
I definitely don't think we're in denial anymore. There was definitely a period where felt like there was a lot of denial in the air.
Yeah.
But the sentiment feels much more like confirmational. Like people are aware like that it's actually over for now. So I think we're in. Are we angry?
Nah, I don't think so.
That's what I mean. It feels somewhere in between anger and depression right now, like in the crypto market, right? I think in the overall like macroeconomic markets, like we haven't even hit like anxiety phases yet. And that's what I mean. If crypto and like the macroeconomic situation are correlated, which they are, we've seen it ever since the start of COVID. Literally, like crypto just follows whatever happening in the stock market. So if I'm right about like the equities markets, everything else is like barely in the beginning stages of a downswing. What does that do to the overall crypto markets? Like how much? I doubt we're gonna like act in antithesis of this sentiment.
I don't think we will either.
Yeah. So,
but I mean, these charts are just a reflection of like mass psychology.
Yeah.
And the same mass psychology that reflects the general stock market is the same human brains that are connected to the crypto market.
Yeah.
And so it shouldn't be a surprise that it should be correlated.
It is correlated. But I'm just saying, I think there's just more like phases to a correction in the traditional stock market, just because for one, there's more liquidity present.
It's overextended too. Yeah, much
greater overextended. Yeah, there's bigger external forces at play to kind of like prevent like overcapitulation, stuff like that. Right? There's circuit breakers. There's capital injection from the Federal Reserve. All these things, right? But yeah, what I'm saying is I don't think like the gravity of the situation has even like been started to be felt. Like people aren't being unemployed in masses yet.
Yeah.
Right. Like Great Depression indicators. Can you see them yet? Not yet. Right.
No.
That's my point.
But I mean, does that mean that we're headed that direction? I mean, of course, if we go into World War III, but we might not.
Well, so you're predicting maybe just like this is a standard recession, and we're just gonna like
potentially
at some point just.
I mean, it's an option. It's a path in the multiverse, right? We can go down the path where we don't go into World War III, and it's just a
I mean,
recession.
literally, like our past recession was totally dictated. How we got in and out of it, or how we got out of it, is dependent on, I guess, the Federal Reserve's ability to reactivate, QE, right?
Yeah.
Quantitative easing, lowering of interest rates, things like this. So I think if it's possible, we could just capitulate like in a continual down manner, maybe for 8 to 12, 16 months or something, until the Federal Reserve just decides to pull the lever the other direction.
Yeah.
Maybe that'll be the catalyst to get us out of recession. Like maybe it's simply just that.
Yeah, it could be.
Could be.
It could be. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
But it
lean
depends.
towards that direction.
But it depends, like what actually ends up happening, like from that would be weird.
See, that's the thing. You have to hedge. You hedge because there might be a World War III, right? But you only hedge in case there is not, right? And so you're still kind of in, but you're kind of out too.
Yeah, but the hedge is like the events of a World War III, right?
Right, right.
You hedge
Against that.
It's a very unlikely event.
Exactly, right.
So that way, hedge, the definition of that is just like
don't go all in or all out.
Yeah, you just allocate like a small portion because
yeah,
whatever you've allocated to that hedge strategy, like if it becomes like self-fulfilling, that's probably going to become your majority position at some point, right?
Yeah.
Like, so like a good example of a hedge for World War III would be what? A bunker compound?
Yeah, it would be.
If that were to happen, if we're seeing what's going on in Russia, dude, they just drafted a bunch of people. I'd imagine as weak of a society like, we are here in the United States, I bet you we would flee in greater numbers. So if you properly hedged, get yourself a little compound, maybe like in another country or something, you got at least like some safe haven, to avoid a war that shouldn't exist in the first place, right? But that's the nature of geopolitics. Like we could just get kind of like pulled into this shit without our own discretion. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Of course, everybody's going to be wanting to leave.
The majority, I think.
Yeah.
But only the ones who have like a hedge strategy. Like I said, that's going to be your majority position. Like in the event of that, like that's your life now. Because that small hedge play you made,
it's saved your life, saved you from going to war, saved you from all kinds of like.
Well, despair.
Yeah. Like
real despair. Either facing the reality of, okay, I have to abide by whatever my government tells me, or else I go straight to the gulag.
Yeah.
Or what else could
if they don't catch you first, right?
Oh yeah, or you flee and then you got nowhere to go. Where are you gonna go?
That's true.
What are you gonna do?
Yeah.
So it's tough, man. I feel for those Russian people, dude. That's I'm gonna suck balls, dude. It has to suck.
Yeah.
I can't believe it's happening, actually.
Yeah. I
mean, I don't think it's happened since World War II.
Russia's so huge. Why would they have to like draft?
Well, I think they're preparing for like a long war.
Maybe that has to be it.
Yeah, because it's gonna take them like several months to reactivate these people into like soldiers.
And think about it, like after all those sanctions, they still have like the internal resources to like do all this.
Well, they're a huge provisioner of like oil and gas to all of Europe.
Yeah, that's true.
That's the strength that Putin and Russia has. That's the thing. Like if Europe gets like too in support of this whole Western initiative, then he's gonna cut off their supply, I think.
Yeah, man, dude.
Maybe not, because that would actually probably hurt them economically pretty big. This is ugly.
Yeah, man. Things like this remind me as to like there's a little thing in the sky that could power the entire planet like 1,000-fold if we just leveraged it properly.
You're talking about the sun, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I was like, what for a second?
Like,
what?
Jesus?
That would be great, dude. Maybe that's the actual answer. Just a little more Jesus, dude. Fuck.
Yeah.
It feels like it, man. We just need a little bit more peace in the air or something, man. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
But maybe this is just natural cycles of civilization, It's just kind of like these things tend to happen.
Yeah.
Kind of like
wars,
it might just be like a simple math thing, like the probabilities of outcomes, like same thing as like, why do people get cancer? It's just like a simple probability, that many replications that go on in a human body. The chance of at least one of them becoming faulty and like a glitch and then producing like a cancerous environment, like it's just, it might simply be that, dude.
It's almost a miracle we all don't have cancer.
I know. It's almost a miracle like we haven't nuked each other to
that's true.
Extinction yet. You know what I mean? So
that's the great filter that humanity or any intelligent being comes up with such a destructive technology like nuclear bombs, and the great filter is the difference between those who manage not to kill themselves and those who do, right?
Yeah.
And so that is potentially, an explanation why when we look into the sky with like these powerful telescopes, we don't see anything.
Everything just has killed himself.
Exactly.
That's actually, we see it even in like bacterial cultures and stuff. Like nothing is sustainable.
Viruses,
like life itself, it does not sustain.
Yeah.
At some point, like there's a lag phase where it's like nothingness is going on.
Dude, now think about
There's like a hyper growth phase, which is kind of like what modern society, like over the last 300 years or so, has been going through. And then there's a death phase.
Yeah.
Where it just kind of like ceases to exist.
Yeah. What if humans are the virus to like a solar system, where like we could end up destroying everything because we have the technology to.
To the solar system?
Yeah.
Well, what can we destroy?
Humans, or not, I wouldn't say humans, but intelligent beings could be the virus of the biology of the universe, right?
Oh, okay, yeah.
Because we have the technology to like destroy, but it's really up to our consciousness and our ability to communicate not to do that.
Yeah. But in the solar system perspective, though, you mean like what are we actually destroying? Just like atmospheres?
No. Like imagine that the universe was a biological being.
Okay.
Like a body is a biological being, and we have we could generate these viruses based off of like
chance?
Replication and chance. Yeah.
Yeah. So sort of like again like a natural process that took billions of years, or I guess hundreds of millions, or I don't know.
Yeah, just to think. The universe is so big as far as we can tell, and it's still nothing.
Yeah. Well,
it just seems weird. I always wanted to ask Neil deGrasse Tyson. We have these powerful telescopes, and we just keep looking deeper into space. Why don't we just point one of the telescopes towards Andromeda Galaxy and like look at all the stars and like try to magnify them as best we can, just to see if there's any activity that you can detect. I don't know why they don't do that.
I don't know either. Well, why Andromeda? Because it has like
it's the closest galaxy to us.
Okay.
Yeah, or we could look at our own galaxy, point that powerful telescope in the Milky Way, and just see what else is going on in our own neighborhood. I don't know why they don't do that.
I don't know either. Maybe it's not like designed for that.
Yeah, it could be like a physics thing because too much light or something.
Yeah, exactly.
It would just be like a white picture.
Yeah, like NASA just did something where like they like sent some kind of probe into an asteroid.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm not exactly.
We saw that. Did you see that video?
Yeah, I saw it.
Yeah.
I was just like, what the fuck is going on here, dude? It looked like it just landed like in my backyard, just like some gravel.
Yeah.
It's like sweet,
cool.
Sweet.
So they slammed some sort of like thing into this asteroid while there was something else orbiting that asteroid, so that it could detect how much of a deflection occurred and if this was a viable means to like deflect an asteroid.
Oh, okay. See, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That makes me feel much more happy and comfortable about that.
Useful. Yeah.
It's a good they're actually looking for methods to protect the planet in the future, like whenever there is a real threat.
Yeah.
So did it work? Was it a successful
deviation?
So
far, they haven't determined it yet.
So I guess the plan would be to like launch like thousands of these things at like a real asteroid threat.
Yeah.
Hopefully, and just knock it off course.
Well, no, you don't need thousands. You just need the one to push it off like a millimeter.
No.
That millimeter would end up creating like enough space and completely avoid Earth.
No way.
Oh, absolutely. It just takes one tiny like push to take it off course to hit Earth. One tiny push would be enough to miss Earth.
Okay.
And that's the purpose.
Well, all I'm saying is I would send at least some backups.
Well,
just in case.
For sure.
For sure. Imagine that. It's like an actual asteroid's coming to destroy the planet. It's like we're just sending one, guys. Just one, and then like whiffs. It's like, fuck, we should have sent like 1,000. You know what I mean? Like, let's make it like a standard protocol to like just overcompensate just in case, you know?
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure that's the protocol.
Okay, good.
Yeah, you can't just
say that makes me feel good.
Yeah.
That's one less threat I think we have to worry about. Asteroids.
It's huge.
Yeah, it's a big one. Now, global warming.
I feel like we'll figure that one out.
Yeah, I mean, Florida's about to be wiped off the earth anyways, like any minute now. Like literally they're getting destroyed by a hurricane.
Less
Cat 5.
humans to worry about, right?
Yeah, but we'll see. If
Well,
Florida if Florida can like, let's see what happens. That's worst case scenario, global warming. It's like huge storms,
consistently
elevation of most likely we'll just have to move more inland, right? In the event we do destroy our planet, or
that would be the consequence.
I mean, that is a big consequence.
That's costly. It's like
Very.
trillions of dollars worth of infrastructure just flooded.
Well, it might be a good time to do those types of activities while the dollar is collapsed.
Well, New York, I mean, there's a ton of states that are already dealing with like higher sea levels.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're already doing it.
Yeah. So I mean, that's the beauty of us, dude. We can adapt, right?
Yeah. That is.
Unless like the global warming threat gets to a point where like it just completely shifts like us to an ice age situation, then that's not good, right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, there's been tons of global warmings throughout the history of Earth.
Yeah.
It was like,
I know.
I think like 7 or 8.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
But we weren't around for any of them.
No, we weren't.
Exactly. So we don't want to trigger that for sure.
And then this is like human-induced global warming.
Okay, yeah. All right, so about those NFTs, dude.
All right, let's go back to
let's get back on track a little bit more into crypto land, right? So you're talking NFT volume is down 99%. So why? Here we are. We're the guys who are supposed to know everything about NFTs and the metaverse and stuff like that, right? Because, we build them. We've been leveraging them. We've been speculating on them. We literally witnessed like the inception of them. So what's going on? Why are they freaking dumpster now?
Well, let's come up with because NFTs aren't going away. So let's come up with some parallels, other markets that have gone down 99% and are still around.
Around in what
like
context
stocks.
though? Like around like
tech stocks? Or around in the sense that they're still
like
a market, right?
But how strong of a market? Like it eventually recovers that 99% loss in the future? Or is it just like Beanie Babies are still around? You know what I mean? Do we just experience a Beanie Baby bust?
Well, this is not the same because
Pokemon cards, another good example.
Yeah, it goes ups and downs,
and
right?
Then they're down for like a long time, and then I'll know where they come back.
Yeah.
Is that what's gonna happen to NFTs?
I guess, you bring up a good point. But the thing with NFTs is maybe 99% of all NFTs are gonna remain in the dust. But there's going to be innovations that make NFTs, viable in the
that was
human
like,
ecosystem.
Yeah, I think that's the perspective and value we want to.
Same thing that happened to cryptocurrencies.
Yeah.
Right. So,
but that's the key separation is like as long as there's continual innovation, there's always going to be continual like market like cycles of market. Yeah, just market. Like again, Beanie Babies, they don't innovate. They remain Beanie Babies throughout time.
Yeah.
So like that, their perception of value never really has anything to cling on. Is like as far as like a new narrative or new technical angle, whatever the fuck. There are boom and bust cycles in the equity stock markets because over speculation, whatever, maybe like economic factors. But companies continue to innovate and create new products, new services, new sectors. Tech. AI, biotech, pharmaceuticals,
nanotech.
Like everything. Yeah. As long as innovation is present, always expect, a return. I think.
But the existing NFTs, 99% of them are probably not coming back.
No, these are the pet.com of the internet era, right?
Yeah.
They're the first iterations of like an attempt at value creation with like a new tool.
Yeah.
It's the same thing, right? But that doesn't mean the internet was a useless layer of technology, right?
Yeah.
Obviously not.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean NFTs is going to be a useless layer of technology, right?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, it's just who's going to figure out how to harbor this tech to create new value mechanisms that actually like provide real value.
Yeah,
It's
but
life,
some of these NFTs, they are going to come back. And
which ones? Like the JPEGs and stuff?
The JPEGs, yeah. They're going to come back to a certain degree.
So what do you think is going to make, like...
The difference is going to be like influencers and...
Community?
Community. They're going to push some sort of, project, and then it's going to create some sort of small mania, like FOMO, and then all of a sudden just another JPEG resurrects.
What is that?
Well, it comes down.
Oh, resurrects. Yeah. But you're talking about existing ones, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They're going to research. I agree. Like
cryptocurrencies.
Yeah, so you believe in like the blue chip theory to NFTs? Like there are blue chip projects?
Oh, for sure.
And you know what? We've been seeing it lately. Like a lot of these big PFPs, they're getting like huge investment deals.
Exactly.
Massive. I think the Izuki's just got like 30 or 40 million.
Yeah.
It's just another PFP project. They made 10,000 NFTs, and they all sold out. Floor price at some point probably was like 30 ETH. And then who else? Obviously Bored Apes.
Yeah.
The biggest success in the whole NFT.
Squiggles?
Doodles.
Doodles. There you go.
I think. God damn, we're stupid. Like, it sounds ridiculous, right?
Yeah.
Doodles raised $50 million, dude. It actually did.
Yeah.
So what is going on?
Yeah.
What
is going on?
Why are VCs like throwing all their money at these fucking JPEG projects? What's the value prop there?
I think they see an opportunity to sell merchandise and like create all these like branches of brands from the original source of NFTs.
I think it is.
Like
I think
TV
you just nailed it.
shows. And that's about it. I mean, what
they're
more?
banking on, like this investment, like this PFP brand to become. I don't know what's a popular brand in culture, like Supreme, right?
Okay.
You know the Supreme brand? You seen it?
I've seen it, yeah, but
it literally just says Supreme, and it's like red.
That's it.
With white lettering, and that's it. That's the whole brand.
Yeah.
They just slap that on cups.
Yeah.
Anything you could think of,
yeah.
And they make shit ton of money. I think it's kind of like died out lately, but
yeah.
Nonetheless, if you were an early investor and like that, something as speculative as that, listen, trust me, dude, people are gonna love this.
Yeah.
It just says Supreme on everything.
Yeah.
It got pushed by influencers, Instagram celebrities.
Yeah.
That's why, like you said, so that's gonna happen in the next cycle. These Web3 brands, I guess, they're going to, at some point, there's going to be a coalition of influence that's going to push this stuff in the forefront, right? And make the value.
Yeah.
I guess, because the perception of value, yeah.
Bored Apes are taking just a little bit of a different path. And I don't know, I'm speculating here, but they're creating their own metaverse. And so that's how they're going to build value into their brand, or build more value.
Yeah, and I think they will achieve that, because the metaverse is a very good grounds for community strengthening and community.
Yeah.
What's the word? Just community presence.
Yeah.
More so than like a Discord server
or a T-shirt or hats.
Yeah.
Or mugs.
The Web2 community ecosystem is like shit in comparison to what the metaverse enables, right?
Yeah.
Each user, each Bored Ape, each member is like physically, in a sense, present with one another in their metaverse, right? So that's why Herman and Arula is like really pushing the narrative of like, dude, let's have like tens of thousands of people in singular locations, because that's what he's envisioning, right? The whole Bored Ape cult.
Yeah, and he's enabled it with his tech.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
there's actual real value to that, I think.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, so trading volume being down 99%, I mean, it's a good headline. It's a good click-worthy headline, but that's about it. It doesn't really...
But to be expected?
Yeah.
Yeah. But the point is, if we're confident there's going to be a resurgence, we're going to be responsible of identifying like what are the new angles here? Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
What are the sustainable NFT models for the long term? Like, what is it? If it's is it going to be JPEGs all over again, or you're saying just the popular ones are going to reemerge because they have like support?
No, definitely not. Definitely not. I think there's going to be like hidden dust out there that has like pretty good art, and it's going to capture, a group of influencers. They're going to buy it up. They're going to push it. There's going to be sort of like FOMO, and then some of these are just going to make a ton of money.
Interesting.
I mean, it's no different than what we experience with cryptocurrencies. Like which crypto had a huge dump in 2018, but then came back? It's like Cardano.
Like all of them.
Cardano was a big one.
Yeah.
It went down to like a penny or 2 pennies, and then it went to $1 or something, $2.
I mean, like Aave. I think back then they were called like something completely different, like ETH Lend or something like that.
Yeah, ETH Lend, yeah.
Totally crashed. I think like before DeFi was even like a category of its own.
Yeah, and Decentraland too.
Yeah, Decentraland
went from like 30 cents at its all-time high to
no, it was yeah, you're right.
Yeah, and then it went down to
a
penny,
and then back up to $5. Right? Yeah. So, fuck, man.
That's crazy.
So you're right. That means some things within what we've already seen, unveiled during the last NFT bull cycle, they will reemerge.
But you know what? You hit it on the head, because all those required innovation for them to come back.
It's true, Aave.
It wasn't just.
Yeah, they weren't just like memed back into like
Doge.
Aave, they were onto something all the way back in 2018.
Yeah.
What is that?
That's a Doge coin.
Oh, that's your Doge?
It's a real Doge coin.
See,
it's worth 1 Doge coin.
No, that's redeemable Doge?
No, it's not.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say I didn't know they did that.
No, it'd be cool though.
It would be cool. I would be willing to redeem my cryptos into like physical assets, or like just so I can hold them. You know what I mean? It's like gold. It's like you like, this looks like gold.
Yeah.
And like if this was an ounce of gold, it'd be what, like almost $2,000, like $1,800.
Yeah.
Imagine holding like $1,800 of Doge like this, dude. That'd be cool, wouldn't it?
I don't know.
You'd probably need a lot more coins though. That's
a lot more.
A shit ton more.
Yeah, but how do we get into Doge here? Oh,
I said coins. They don't just meme themselves back to life, but I guess they did.
Yeah,
Dogecoin did.
They did, but you know what? It required an entire community, like
Elon.
And Elon, yeah.
A lot of push from Elon, dude. Like a fucking SNL like appearance.
Well, that's when it dumped. That was its all-time high at that point.
True. Yeah,
it dumped.
I for good reason, dude. I was watching that. It's so ass.
Yeah.
And so like, like god damn it, dude. Yeah, if there's a peak indicator, it was definitely that. Like,
yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah, it took a hard dump right after that.
Yeah.
Because he dumped on it too, right?
Yeah.
It was like, I'm just in it for the memes.
Yeah. So, yeah, NFTs, dude, I don't know, man. It's just, it's good to keep. So, we can't even like single out NFTs as if like, oh man, poor NFTs. They're really blowing it, aren't they? Because like everything is in the dumps. Literally everything. It's just, but nonetheless, it's good to kind of see. It's, in my opinion, it's good to see everybody get burnt in NFTs, because that's part of it. That's part of the growth and maturity.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of the people within our own community, like this is their first exposure of a bear market, right? So they don't know. I don't think they were aware of like what was coming, like as far as like
well, at least the feeling. I mean, we did talk about the bear incoming.
Yeah, but you have to feel it.
Yeah,
you have
the
to
feeling
experience
is different.
The pain, dude.
Yeah.
Like the pain of like it's if you spent like a whole year just like an absolute euphoric reality where like, damn, dude, you feel so smart because you were like early to some new innovation. Now you get to tell your friends, like,
tell your friends you should be buying Bitcoin. It's like 59,000.
Yeah, you look like the smartest guy in the room, right? It's like, damn, dude, that guy probably gets tons of ass, but like in reality, you don't. You know what I mean? Because you're a crypto guy. Yeah. But nonetheless, like you feel like uber confident and like you've achieved some greatness in life because now you're like you have a perception of being like an investor, right?
Yeah,
it's like I made a good investment decision, and then guess what? It all just gets taken away from you.
No, the craziest thing to me is that you could look at a $69,000 Bitcoin like on your portfolios, like, yeah, it's gonna go up.
Yeah,
it's gonna keep going up, so I'm gonna hold on to it.
Yeah, you have that much conviction.
Yeah,
Like I said, your confidence is all time high. Dude, like I can't be wrong.
Yeah,
right. This
is going to 300,000 in 6 months.
And if you pull up that cheat sheet again, where is it? Wall Street bubble cheat sheet.
Here it is.
Look at that. That's called euphoria, dude. I am a genius. We're all going to be rich. Like that's literally the top end of like of market psychology, right? Everybody succumbs to it.
Mm-hmm.
it's just a collective circle jerk at that point. Everybody feels like, dude, man, you know those like no coiners out there, like they're the dumb ones.
Yeah,
you know? And then the sentiment prevails, and everybody buys into it, and then before you know it, like,
but
we're down here in anger and depression.
But somebody pulls the trigger here, though.
Somebody.
Someone with a big bag
and a big brain. Yeah, big bag, big brain. He's like, he's experienced this enough to like not be, you know, whatever the word is, manipulated by his own emotions.
Right.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah, and that's what triggers it. Is like, nope, we're coming back. Nope, we're still going to 300K, and then it's like,
yeah, basically like ETH Foundation, or
yeah,
or like Coinbase.
Well, for sure,
Finance.
Well, ETH Foundation dumped on everybody twice.
Yeah, exactly. So
that's, man. You know, it's funny. Every cycle is going to be different. Every cycle is different.
True.
And there's new experiences to be had in every single cycle.
Yeah.
And
this one definitely feels way different.
Yeah, because had we followed the previous cycle for this one that we just had, it would have reached 100K at least, and then it would have dumped from there, or 240K, whatever the prediction was, the actual according to the chart. But it didn't, and so we can't assume that it's going to follow any pattern in this next cycle.
Agreed. Even like these, now people are trying to predict the bottom, right? Like that's the market activity at the moment. Everyone's like giving their predictions.
Yeah.
I've seen some really fucking grim ones from Andrew Steinwald.
Yeah.
Talking about under $100 ETH
yeah.
is coming soon. I'm like, what? That's pretty grim, dude. Like that's that basically breaks every single model if that's the case.
Let's go back to TradingView. Yeah, because this is an interesting perspective.
Well, that's the thing, man. To me, that's just the other side of what people were saying. Bitcoin's for sure going to hit 300K this cycle. Like that should have been a top indicator. Maybe that's a bottom indicator when people are that is exuberantly pessimistic about the market.
Yeah, but
he doesn't have bad reason to be, because I think he's factoring in what's going on in real world.
No, I totally agree. So he's predicting $100.
Way down there, dude. Sub 100. Yeah, so like, let's just call it that.
Dude,
basically,
that's like, man, that's really low.
You don't say. Yeah, that's what I was saying, dude. Fuck.
That's really low. That is what is this? March. When did COVID hit? Was it?
Yeah, around that time. That's the COVID sell-off,
dude. This is COVID here. Damn.
Basically back to COVID valuations.
I mean, it's hard to say that, like $100 is reasonable. I would say more like 400. That'd be like this, like peak despair at $400.
Yeah. There'd have to be some kind of like
$400 is
black swan sell-off at some point.
Right here.
Yeah. So here we are speculating on the bottom.
Yeah.
Right. Just like a year ago, we're speculating on the top. Most of us were wrong, for sure.
So we're gonna be wrong again, right on the bottom,
most likely. And that's the point, man. It's so hard. It's almost like a non-worthy endeavor to try and.
It is. I agree. I think that's another like leveling. Like if imagine life was an RPG.
Yeah.
And we go through our experiences to gain levels in this RPG, and I feel like predicting the top and being wrong, and predicting the bottom and being wrong is like part of our experience in terms of like leveling. And so eventually we'll know that it's just better to buy on the way down and sell on the way up. And
I think it's
end
just
game.
Exactly. That's basically like the Warren Buffett strategy of like life. That's why he is like the most successful investor of all time.
Yeah.
Because he, I guess, learned this at an early age, or maybe somebody advised him, but he actually had the follow through for like an entire life's career.
Yeah.
To stick to that strategy. You know what I mean? It's like, don't try and time the market, dude. Just simply participate and accrue. Like it's literally that simple. If you're not emotionally dependent on, and that's probably why he's also so frugal with his personal liquidity or personal capital.
Yeah.
So he doesn't have any emotional attachment to his money. Like he doesn't.
It's just
need
a number. It's a number to him.
Yeah, because he doesn't need it. It's not like he's balling out of control. He needs to sustain like a lifestyle, like a Bezos, right?
Yeah.
He probably burns billions of dollars annually just on his own shit. You know, building yachts,
rockets,
building Lord of the Rings series, $1 billion TV show, by the way. But yeah, building just whatever the fuck. That's the Bezos lifestyle. So if he ever comes across like an actual downswing in like his financial outlook, he's fucked. Yeah. Even if he's as rich as he is, he could be fucked if he leverages himself that much. Yeah. You know what I mean? So he actually is tied. His emotions probably are dependent on on the markets. Yeah. So as long as you don't like fall into that trap, I think you can always be a savvy investor and like not make these mistakes, right? Of like feeling those market psychological components, you know what I mean?
But you know, it's so easy to say that though.
I know.
You know, it's so weird.
We've been saying that and like I'm still feeling it, dude. I can't do it. I don't know why. I might just be too emotional.
Yeah, maybe. But I'm not very emotional either, but I don't make the best decisions when it comes to like timing it either.
Yeah. Well, it's just maybe we just need more experience.
Maybe that's what it is.
We just haven't played the RPG long enough.
Yeah.
Potentially.
Maybe we need advisors.
Dudes who've been like mega burnt in the past. Because I've been burnt more than once. So I actually don't need an advisor to tell me like how bad it could, like you could burn yourself.
No, but you do need some someone talking in your ears like, dude, okay, it's time to sell. Like it doesn't matter if it goes up. Yeah. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, right? Just do it and forget about it.
True. That would be nice if we all have pocket advisors. That's definitely going to be AI like Yahoo Finance like feature. You know,
dude, that's so true, man. Maybe Siri's like chimes in, it's like, you know what? It's time to sell.
Yeah, but it has to understand you first, like as far as like your psychological, like.
Well, that's why we're gonna be talking to AI pretty much all day in the metaverse.
Yeah, it's once we have good AIs that actually like take the time to understand us as people.
It's like Siri. Yeah, I think Bitcoin's gonna go to 300K this year. Yeah, she's like, no.
It's like, dude, you know,
if it does, great, but you shouldn't do that.
Yeah, you got those kids, they might want to, go on vacation. You know, if you're gambling with their future, they might not go to college. You know what I mean? You should probably reconsider that. You're like, you know what? Fuck you. You get all mad at your phone and shit. It's like,
it's gonna happen.
It turns into a relationship at that point, right? It's like, you're wrong.
Yeah, but you know what?
Turn off your phone.
I think the access to that AI is going to mess with the markets. Like the psychological chart there is going to be wildly different because everybody's like, all the AI is telling everybody to sell.
Everyone optimal. Yeah. Optimal advice.
It's like, you're never going to have peaks anymore just because everyone's listening to their AI. That's going to be wild, man.
Yeah.
Then now AI is going to be hacked and manipulated. It's like, dude, you should buy Bitcoin right now. Even though it's at an all-time high, you should buy it.
Yeah. And then
and then the hackers just dump on everybody.
Jeez. I don't know, dude.
That's psychological warfare. That's going to be the World War V or whatever.
Yeah, because that's what we've identified. That's the biggest. But that's what creates markets, but it's also the biggest reason why markets can be dangerous is our own psychology, I guess.
Yeah.
It's all controlled by that. So if we're advocating for psychological control through external forces, a much more composed forces, aka computers, systems.
You know what? We're already being manipulated with social media. So it's already happening, but it's going to be happening at a scale to where it's difficult for us to even recognize. Because we're interfacing with an AI, and that AI is just communicating with us. But every now and then, it's time to buy or it's time to sell. Yeah, we're just slowly being manipulated. That's our future, dude. Especially if we just stick with Web 2 ideals.
Yeah, so we don't even have to think about anything. That's the thing. If we have AI that's better at investors than us, why would we have our finger on the button at all? It's just, dude. AI, you do it.
Yeah.
Just show me your performance at the end of the quarter. Let me know how
everybody's going to get wrecked, dude.
You think so?
Everybody's going to get wrecked.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought it'd be the opposite.
Well,
but I guess in an environment where everybody's doing
it, yeah.
So what does that mean? Like no markets will exist? It's just like everybody has access to like a Goldman Sachs algorithms.
Yeah, think about like competing AIs. Like this AI group is telling everybody to sell, and then this AI's group is telling everybody to buy.
Yeah.
And then you have like, I don't know, this competition, this warfare between AI.
That's markets. That's good. That's a market.
Yeah,
a market is like a war of belief.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, so true.
All we're doing is passing it on to
new bag holders.
Yeah, well, it's our bags, but better brains apparently. So
yeah,
I think nothing will change if AI is just arguing amongst themselves like the value of things. Then
it won't change. Yeah,
it's just like the same. I guess market dynamics, but probably like a little less volatile. That's it.
Yeah,
they're less emotional.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. We'll see. That's definitely interesting though. But nonetheless.
AI is coming.
AI is coming. Bear markets are fun because you get to talk about all these weird ideas.
Yeah.
And
then we get to see new innovations too. I mean, that's going to be our focus here in the next.
Yeah, we've read a ton of like theses. We were going to get into a couple of them, but we, I guess, ranted too hard today.
And then on Friday, we're going to be having a AI day. Well, this Friday, which is the 30th, I believe.
Yeah, we don't know when this podcast will get posted, so.
Yeah, it could be another. Yeah.
So
it's good to be in the past.
Yeah, we had a good time last Friday. Yeah. In other words.
Boy, that AI thing was crazy, right?
Yeah, hopefully I'm predicting like an actual bot on stage.
Nah, no way.
You are not?
No.
So we'll see, dude.
I think we're going to see some cool AI interactions. Okay. Meaning we're going to be maybe seeing real-time AI interactions.
Yeah. We'll see. Nonetheless, we'll be there live streaming, I think. Just hanging out.
Yeah.
I'll be drinking, most likely.
Friday the 30th, I believe, yeah.
Right on, dude. All right, sounds good.
And then, of course, well, I guess we can't be talking about the past, right? So, but join us on our live calls on MetaZone and then Rovi, Mondays and Thursdays at 10 p.m. UTC.
Yes. And subscribe to the YouTube channel.
Subscribe to the YouTube channel. We're 10K. We're 15.
10K dream.
Yeah, 10K dream. We're 1,500 or so, like, away.
Yeah, we've been
And there. I know 40% of you are not subscribed.
Nuh-uh.
According to the stats.
No way.
Yeah.
Dude, what are you guys doing, man?
60% have already subscribed, so that's actually pretty good.
Yeah, dude. Why should they subscribe to us, dude? What value do we provide as content creators?
Dude, a ton of value. We're at least down to earth.
What the fuck? That's what you said? That's not at all what I was expecting you to say. Down to earth. Shit. All right, I guess.
We are transparent.
I don't know, dude. If you just want to know about some weird, kooky things going on in the metaverse.
Yeah.
And, like, we're basically permabulls at this point.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, yeah, of course.
Yeah. We are as invested as it becomes to the metaverse and, like, Web3 and all that stuff.
Nothing but up from here, dude.
Yeah. So, like, if you want to know why Goldman Sachs, Grayscale, Citigroup, all these big financial institutions, like the biggest ones in the world, are saying the metaverse is going to be multi-trillion dollars of like value
in a decade,
soon, within all of our lifetimes, hopefully, unless you're just one of those unfortunates who get like wiped off Earth within the next 10 years.
Sorry, Florida.
Yeah. Oh man, rip. But nonetheless, you want to know what's going to lead us to that point? That's what we provide.
Yeah.
Because we're in there, dude. We're about like as deep in as you can get, like for real.
I like that action shot.
You like that, dude?
Yeah.
But we're in there, dude. So yeah, every week, pretty much every day, but for sure every week, we're gonna talk about these things and identify real innovations.
Yep.
Right. Identify big players.
Identify problems.
Oh yeah, that's the biggest thing.
That's the biggest thing. With
problems comes solutions, right?
Yeah, there we go.
With solutions comes innovation. With innovation comes big opportunities, investment opportunities. Not financial advice, though.
Yeah, definitely not.
But still, it's worth listening to these types of conversations, right? Because, I mean, shit. Imagine if we were talking about fucking cryptos in 2011 or something. Like, that's our podcast.
Yeah.
If you were listening to anything we would be talking about during that time, you were a future millionaire.
Yeah, that's true.
That's the point.
Yeah, that's a good point.
That's how we feel about the metaverse. It's almost like As long as you stay like participating in that ecosystem, you can't miss.
Imagine talking about Bitcoin on a podcast in 2011, though.
Okay, let's say like 2014.
Yeah, 2014 would be.
That'd be more realistic.
Yeah, 2011 would be like you'd be the only one talking and listening. You know,
like 5 viewers every week. But in 2014, at least it came after the 2013 pump.
Yeah,
would make more sense, right?
Yeah,
People would probably want to know, like, what the fuck? How did that happen? Why did that happen?
What was that?
That's when I got into the space.
That's right.
Because I heard of that. I was like, what is that? Can it happen again? Now I found out there's like all these other coins. What do they do? Yeah. Is it going to happen to them?
Yeah.
That's good podcast material, right?
Hell
that would have been a great 2014 podcast.
Yeah, man.
So that's where we're at with Metaverse, right? Like,
yeah,
we're having those same discussions.
Imagine the next cycle. People who listen to this, they're going to take advantage of everything we talk about.
Absolutely. So that's our value prop, lads. So subscribe now.
That's going to be a snippet right there.
Good.
Yeah.
I hope so.
All right, guys. Make sure you follow us on Twitter at the Blockrunner, at MetaZone.io, and Roby AI. Comment, subscribe. Let us know what you think about our discussion, talking about the universe, then the metaverse, then mass psychology. Even
the Milky Way and
the Milky Way.
What was the other one? Andromeda.
Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool.
Shit. Next podcast is gonna be about the multiverse.
Whatever that is.
All right. Until then, thank you guys for watching, and or listening.
Watching, hell yeah.
And until next time.
Peace out.